Assalamualaikum and a good day to Madam Jamilah. Today, we are going to explore about Personal Trainer Inc.'s new Supercenter information system. So this is Sarah, the IT consultant from our question. Before we begin, I'm Iman.
And I'm HAIKAL.
Okay, so for this presentation, it's not going to be the traditional style because I think the best way for both of us to understand this diagram is that if we both explain it. So let's begin. We start off with question A. Okay, so technically, for context diagram, we should do this before proceeding with the ZODFD. But to make it easier, I feel like it's more suitable to return to this later. But take note of the 5 entities that we've identified, which are member, manager, Bumblebee accounting system, bank, headquarter, and staff. Okay, so let's look into question B, that is 0 DFD. Don't worry, we'll make it easy. So we separated it into 3 parts, which are membership, analytics, and schedule. So starting off with the membership, so the entity, the member, will apply for the member level application, either a full or a limited, which is to the membership management process, in which they will then fill in their personal and payment details, which will be kept at the member's data store. So the membership charges process is done by extracting the payment fees details from said data store and then record it into the Bumblebee accounting system.
Now we will go back by creating an invoice where the detail must be verified back at the member's data store. Once everything is in order, the membership is approved where membership management will now send back the invoice to the member and allow for access to facilities. Done for the membership.
I think we're forgetting something, Haikal.
Oh yeah, the bank. So based on the question, the daily sales will be deposited into the local bank, but since we are the Supercenter, it should be directly to the company's main bank account. So part 1, membership looks like this.
Okay, let's move on to part 2, which is analytics. So as mentioned in the question, the Bumblebee accounting system is used to create local activity reports, which leads to the performance report process, where the breakdown of the performance of revenue and cost of the activities, which is then sent to the headquarters as they prepare 3 more reports, which are member sales report, late payers report, and quarterly income statement. In which all this data will be used at the analytics management process as requested by the manager. So from the performance reports, the market trend can be spotted. And the debtor data will also be provided, which is through the Bumblebee accounting system, for which the manager will use the debtor data to create an accounts receivable summary to the headquarters, while using all the data collected to analyze the trends. So now the analytics will look like this, but keep in mind, it is not done yet.
Now, let's look at part 3. There is scheduling. So we have the activity scheduling processes. So we have member and staff entity with the activity scheduling process. In our diagram, staff does not include the personal trainers. So as we can see here, everything is interrelated. The staff will use the data from the trainer ID that was scanned from the trainer or instructor data store to create the training schedule. At the same time, the trainers will also receive scheduled fitness coaching and networking opportunities. Meanwhile, the members book the session with the trainer considering the activity scheduling where the activities they do are kept as activity logs for reference and then output as well tracking for managers' usage. So the part 3 of scheduling will look like this. All done. Eh? One more thing.
Like I mentioned, analytics isn't done yet. So after taking data from the activity logs from the scheduling process just now, and also accounting all the analytics on the trend that we explained just now, the manager will then move towards a membership management process where they will then be performing promotion planning. That is by launching special promotions or temporary discount, which is, so this promotion planning. And so, voila, this is the complete zero DFD diagram.
Now, we can return back to the context diagram. So, to do this, we just refer back to the zero DFD just now. We check the input and the output of each entity, and we will generate this context diagram for Supercenter information system. So let's proceed with the question C.
For question C, we'll be looking at the attributes of a process in an order system. In terms of documenting the process, they must have first a label or a name, such as membership management. Set label must have a description, such as select membership level, that is either full or limited. And then there will also be a process number in which this membership management process is the first process, and there must also be a process description. That is the input, that is membership level application, and output data flow, which is process personal detail.
That's just documenting them. For its actual attributes that we will fill, there are includes, they obviously must have input and output, no doubt about that. But process must also have a functionality where each process must have an activity. Another one is they must also have a dependency, which is either on another process, an entity, or a data store such as the trainer data store with the scheduling process. And finally, it must be on logical in terms of its structure and flow in the progress.
Okay, let's move on to question D. That is the attributes of an entity in an order system. So in terms of documenting them, the process must have a name, such as manager. They must also have a description of the manager, which is the description of their task, such as managing data analytics. There could also be an alternate name for the manager, such as supervisor. And expected, there must be an input and output data flow. But as an entity, they must be connected to a process.
That's it for documentation. Now, for attributes that we feel an entity must have is, it defines the boundary between a system and how it interacts with external world. Second, that being said, entities interact with the system such as the members booking for a trainer appointment. Another one is, it is dependent on a specific data, such as members only have access to facilities only once they apply for the membership. Next, they must also have an impact on the system. For example, Bumblebee accounting system used for recording payments. And finally, it must have a communication point in which it communicates with the system, such as the manager interacting with the system to track activity logs. I believe that is all from us. This has been a very challenging and brain-stretching assignment, and I agree with Iman with a lot of things. Whether these are right or wrong, I am not sure, but I hope Madam can pin and point out what we can improve, and we hope you all enjoy.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Thank you, Madam.